I had a neighbor whose nephew got involved in meth, and he told me he had been to prison and he got out of prison. And when I met him, the nephew had gotten out of prison, and I met him and was talking to him, and he was, I was just got out of prison. He said, and he told me, he said, when I tried crystal meth for the first time, as soon as I tried it, I realized that was the only thing I ever wanted to do for the rest of my life was more crystal meth. And he stole everything from his mom, everything from his grandma, everything from his uncle, everything from all of his friends, ruined every relationship in San Diego, and then went to somewhere else, San Bernardino, and made friends there and stole from all of them, and then did that all across the country until he finally wound up in Texas. And, you know, that's where he finally got rolled up and sent to prison. But that meth thing is freaking crazy, huh?
No, it's crazy. You know, these drugs are crazy, especially these harder drugs. Like, as you kind of said, it controls their whole life. You know, and most of the labs are smaller. We call them mom and pop labs. They're cooking ounces.
That's cute.
It's they make enough to get their own for free, and sell a little bit to their friends. So they get theirs for free, and they're cooking in these houses with these little kids. And everything is off gassing into the air, getting into the carpet and walls and everything else. So we started bringing Child Protective Services with us when we would do methamphetamine lab warrants. And they would bring the kids to the hospital, and when they would test them, a high percentage of them would test positive for methamphetamine. Just because the stuff, was in the carpet and the atmosphere. It just breaks my heart, me having a daughter, these little kids involved. And then not only would they get charged with the meth lab and manufacturing, they would get charged with child abuse from CPS also.
So you would do these investigations. Are you getting human intelligence that's telling you, hey, I get my meth from this person over here. Then you find out where that person lives. Then you track them for a little while, figure out where they're doing suspicious activity, and then do you do a hit on it? How does that work?
Yes, that's one of the means with an informant. Hey, informants, some are trying to work off charges. Some are just paid informants, and they go around and that's what they do. So-and-so is manufacturing meth here. I saw, these glassware items. I saw this part of the cooking procedure. I saw these chemicals, and then you do, some more background, and then you do, some investigation, surveillance, and use kind of some of our techniques that we use to, kind of make sure and validate the informant. And we also get information from different places who sell these chemicals. Joe Blow is buying, keeps buying, every month so many pounds of red phosphorus, so many pounds of iodine crystals, or the different stores when you could buy the cold pills, the pseudoephedrine or ephedrine tablets over the counter. They would some stores would work with us, and they would get license plates. So we'd do a workup and, find out where these people lived, and start an investigation. And then when we got enough probable cause for a search warrant, we would hit these locations. Now, because of the dangers of meth labs, a lot of times you don't know what the atmosphere was. So when you rated it, you would have to go in with full SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus, because you don't know what the environment and oxygen level was in the houses. And of course, you got this big tank on your back, and it's kind of cumbersome. And a lot of the local SWAT teams were Clan Lab trained for tactics. So there were little smaller tactical bottles you could use. So a lot of unknowns. And, one of our investigative techniques you go through, and garbage cans when they put it on the curb. So a lot of these meth people to know that we would pull trash. So they would save every bit of lab trash they ever had in one room. So you're missing, mixing acids and bases together, and things are off gassing. So it's not a very safe environment, to say the least.